All right, what's up, everyone? So we got a lot to cover today, and it's happening a lot in the market. So a lot of coins, a lot of forex pairs, and of course King Bitcoin. We are going to take a look at today. So I'm gonna try to keep this about 30 minutes long, this live stream, and we have a lot to talk about. So I'm just going to start right away with Bitcoin versus the US dollar. So as you can see here, I've entered a spot position, basically just no leverage or anything. So just trying out this long here. The idea here was to wait for a 4-hour open and close above this range high right here. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see it clearer. Let's see, like that. So the dotted lines here is the range I was looking at on the hourly. I remember drawing it when we were in this area here, and as you can see, we kind of came back up into it, and price is still respecting that range, right? So what I was looking for was a 4-hour open and just a 4-hour close above range high. And because we are now seeing the 4-hour SMA and the 4-hour, the 200 SMA and the 200 EMA on the 4-hour being confluent with this range high, I waited for the 4-hour close above range high and these major moving averages to enter a long on a retest of the area between the 200 exponential and the 200 simple, the exponential being this purple one and the simple moving average being this white line right here. So that's what I'm in on Bitcoin right now. This is obviously low risk because I just wanted to try out. I mean, the stop loss is tight and maybe too tight, but I wanted to have a decent risk reward ratio when I want to take profits at daily 55 EMA up here. Actually, let's move to the daily and see. It's not really there. It's down here now, so I might have to lower the TP on this one to that area. So I want to see a quick pump here, right? That's what I'm looking for. If this 4-hour closes above, we have a 4-hour open and close, so we might see a rounded retest like this, right? And a quick pump up. I'm using a trailing stop on this one to be able to catch the possible pump and dump like we saw yesterday, like here, right? So that's what I'm watching for. All right, yeah, sorry, I got a message I had to check out. So that's what I'm thinking on Bitcoin, just on this quick move right here. To be honest, it might have been a little bit impulsive, this move, to be honest, this trade, but I wanted to enter on when you have a change in behavior, like you're getting wicks here, right? But you're never really seeing any 4-hour close above. And when we got the 4-hour close above and being confluent with these two moving averages, I'm thinking I'm seeing some good confluence, and I want to take the setup. Low risk, obviously, because it's still, I'm not really sure about this breakout, to be honest. But yeah, it's looking okay. Now let's look at the weekly quick and see. We also have the weekly 99 EMA here, confluent with the daily 55 EMA, so that's adding some confluence to this take profit area here, right? Nothing really to add on the weekly. If we close this weekly, we got 2 days left on the weekly, right? 2.5 days. So if we close this weekly above previous range high, or at least above the 21 EMA and the daily, this red box right here, if we close the weekly up here, that would be, in my opinion, very nice for Bitcoin. Very, very nice. So that's what I'm looking on the weekly. Nothing super exciting right now, but this move is obviously a very powerful move out of the RLC, and yeah, basically just like I've said in my Bitcoin report from yesterday, because price hasn't really changed much since yesterday. The weekly kind of looks the same. The daily, now this is interesting, right? You're seeing low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and you're seeing high, high, higher high, and look at this, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. God, I can't speak. Potential higher high, right? Beautiful. And what's going to happen? We might have this kind of move, like around the retest of the 21 EMA on the daily to create a even higher high, and boom, we're going, to the moon or whatever. Probably not the moon, but we're going higher. I mean, the trend is up, and what do you want to do when the trend is up? You want to be buying the dips, right? So buy the dips on Bitcoin when the trend is up. All right. So that's everything I want to say on Bitcoin, really. This trade I'm in right now is high risk, to be honest. Not really high reward. It's just a high risk trade. The more the more probable, like the more the less riskier trade, in my opinion, would be to like long the first retest of the 21 EMA and a daily with a rounded retest like we're getting right here. So in a couple of days we might get that nice rounded retest of the 21 EMA and a daily for a move up here. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at for a great technical trade, right? So let's move over to, let's see if we get any charting requests or anything in chat. No, nothing. If you have any requests, just feel free to ask me whatever you like. We are going to take a look at, now that's Bitcoin. I've got a lot of notes here that I gotta remove once I've actually covered the coin I wanted to cover. We have a lot to chart today, so I'm just gonna go over everything. All right, so here's Ethereum versus the US dollar and Bitstamp, right? And this gray zone here is probably a weekly order block. Yeah, as you can see here, I've kept the analysis on, let's just remove these ones. All we need is the order blocks, really. So I've kept this analysis very simple on Ethereum. If you've been following my streams, you know that I've been covering Ethereum for a while, and I've only been watching these weekly order blocks right here, these bullish weekly order block. Now, what is a bullish order block? Well, a order block is a bullish order block is the last down candle before a strong up move and break in market structure, right? Here you're seeing market structure being down. Here you're seeing a break in market structure for continuation. This is the last bearish candle. This is our bullish order block, right? And the dotted lines here are the order block EQ, which is, EQ stands for equilibrium, which is basically the middle. So the middle of this order block, right? We got another order block, a bullish order block here, right? So as you can see here, we touch the midpoint of this order block, the order block EQ, perfectly before just flying upwards, right? Imagine buying that dip, right? This order block to that order block EQ would have been like almost a 50% move, right? If you're still in this position, 65 fucking percent. Man, guys, it's not, don't really have to be more, harder than this. Like the trade could have looked something like this, right? Enter on the order block EQ, stop below the order block EQ, take profit at the order block EQ above for a nice 4R trade. Very simple, very simple. Beautiful trade, beautiful trade. Now, that's not really the trade we're in right now. So, last time I checked Ethereum USD, I told you guys about this type of market structure we're seeing on Ethereum, just like we are seeing on Bitcoin right now. I told you guys that it might be a good idea to long the first retest of the order block EQ if you get a daily open and close above. We got the daily open and close above here, a beautiful rounded retest of the order block EQ, right? Long the order block EQ, stop below this low, take profit at first trouble area, which should be that one, right? So yeah, looking good, guys, looking good. I did not enter this. Why did I not enter this? Well, I have no idea why I did not enter this trade. I should have, because it's just beautiful, right? Let's remove that one because we're gonna look at a new trade on Ethereum versus the US dollar. So are we seeing any change in behavior? Let's look at the weekly 21 EMA. We are below the 21 EMA on the weekly. We are the 3-day, 2-day, the 1-day, the daily. We are right now above the 21 EMA on the daily. So have we ever gotten a clean open and close above since we broke below? We haven't really. We had a daily close above here. We had a daily open and close here, but it's not clean because you're touching the 21 EMA on this wick. What you want to see is a clean daily open and close above. That's what I'm watching on Ethereum, just like I'm watching on Bitcoin. On Bitcoin, we have actually, if this daily candle closes above, we have our first clean daily open and close above without any wicks touching. This is a potential rounded retest, a clean rounded retest in the making. I want to trade something very similar on Ethereum, right? I want to see a rounded retest of the 21 EMA in the daily. I want to long this area for a move upwards. Where? Well, the first, I mean, the area I'm watching is this general area right here with the 55 EMA, the 200 simple, the 99 EMA, and the 200 EMA right here. How would the setup look like? Well, I'm not gonna really look at a proper setup right now because I want price to develop. I want price action to show me what the setup will look like. Right now I'm not really sure what the setup will look like, but I want to, I mean, I'm looking for the chart to speak to me, right? When the chart is telling me like, look at this obvious setup, you need to take it, that's the setup I want to take. Like when the setup is basically staring you right in the face, that's when you want to enter, right? That's when you want to trade. Right now I'm seeing something, but I'm not sure what I'm seeing. So I mean, I can't trade something I'm not sure what it is. It has to be very clear. What I'm seeing right now is resistance breaking above, confident 21 EMA daily. We got something here. What it is, I don't know. Retest of the 21 EMA daily. The specifics of the setup is unknown right now. All right, so that's Ethereum versus the US dollar. And now let's take a look at ETH BTC on Binance. What do we have? Well, we have something very beautiful going on here. Very, very beautiful. So you got this green box here, high time frame resistance. Look at this, look at the monthly. What are we seeing? Nothing. Well, obviously on the monthly, it's yeah, you can, I don't have to describe to you guys why this is important, right? You have the wick here, this thing here, this, yeah, whatever. Clear on the weekly, obviously. So here we go, the weekly. Looking good, looking good, looking good, right? The daily. Yeah, so this general area is support, right? What are we seeing here? Well, we are seeing support touching, you know, 2 times on daily. Actually, a lot of more times than 2 times. But I'm thinking, I'm counting this as 1 test. This is as the 2nd test, right? So we're also seeing a W on the daily with the 200 simple coming in as resistance. So very simple trade here, guys, very simple trade here. You break above the 200 simple, you want to long the retest, right? The problem with this is you're having the 21 EMA right above. The 21 EMA will most likely act as strong resistance, right? So it's a bit complicated. You gotta let PA price action develop here to see if you actually got the setup forming, because the 21 EMA and the daily will act as strong resistance. So if you buy the retest of the 200 simple without, you know, without price having, you know, tested the 21 EMA daily, there's a big chance that you are buying the 21 EMA on the daily as resistance. You're buying resistance, and that's not what you want to do, right? You want to buy support and sell resistance. The setup, well, I would like to think that the setup would look something like this. Do you want to have your stop loss right at support? Probably not, but I mean, in this case, it might be a good idea, right? Because if price actually starts to move back below the 200 simple, you don't want price to take as this swing low in the daily. Now, where do you want to take profits? Well, profit taking needs to be 2R, right? I'm not taking any trades that's not 2R because it's just not worth the risk. But like, I'm thinking if Ethereum BTC runs, it might, you know, might come up and test this area up here for a nice 3.45R. First take profit could be, I mean, it could be down here, very bad R, but like, yeah, I'm not sure. Like this area up here looks decent. That's the area I would like to test on this one. So would I take this trade right now? Absolutely not. I need price to at least, I need to see a daily open and close above the 200 simple. I need to let PA develop, and I need the setup to, you know, present itself properly. All right, so let's take a look at Algo. Algo is something that I've been watching, and I'm trying something new here. I'm not the fan of buying, like, I'm not the fan of buying bottoms, right? Because I want to buy strength, and this isn't really strength, right? This is just absolutely horrible, right? But you are at this low and you have a pretty clear invalidation level with these wicks. So I'm trying something new here. I'm doing it very low risk, and that's the important part here. Very low risk. And the reason for me to use a very low risk is the fact that I'm not sure about this type of setup. So I'm adding it in my journal. I'm adding this as a cycle low buy or cycle low setup, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm basically gonna gather some stats on this setup. A lot of people are probably gonna tell you like you should do that on demo, but I like to do all my trades with the live account, even if it's just testing, because I'm doing it with so small positions that the loss is all right. But I want to add the psychological effects too with trading on a live account. With a demo account, it's fake money. You don't have there's no psychological effect of losing a lot of money. You need that type of psychological effect. Failing needs to hurt. You need to learn from your mistake, and you gotta get beat down to actually rise up again. So the psychological effect of failing is very, very important in success. You can't succeed if you're afraid of failing, right? So that's algo. That's my idea on algo. Just basically buying the bottom. Let's see what happens, right? XMR BTC. This is painful to watch. This one is very painful to watch, because if you guys have been following me, you know that I entered this one and I added a trailing stop, and what an idiot, right? What an idiot. Because my first this level right here was actually my first take profit area. Now what happened? Well, this turned out beautifully. Right? You had the retest of the 200 simple, confident to 21 EMA daily, and you're getting the 21 EMA daily, crossing the 200 simple to the upside. So the idea here, I'm using a new bot, right? I'm using a bot where I can add trailing stops and trade profits order and all that fun stuff on Binance that you can't do normally on Binance without the bot. So that's basically what I'm trying on this one. So what I've been trying to do is add a trailing stop. When I get to my entry level, I add a trailing stop, so that the trailing stop... Hej grisen! Är du vaken? Ja. Men du ska inte vara här nere och hoppa runt. Jag håller på att streama, då kan inte du vara här. Det funkar inte. Nej, det går inte jättebra. Yeah, as you can see, my son is here and he's awake, and somebody forgot to close the door to... Ja. Är det? Hey. All right, so what I'm saying here is can you guys give me a minute? All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so what are we looking at? Well, XMR, right? So XMR BTC. This very painful, because my trailing stop got stopped out at 72.91. This one right here. So this is 72.91, and I'm not a fan of how I played this one. So the whole idea with the trailing stops here was I wanted to try something new, right? Because a lot of times you will see altcoins just pump straight up and then dump as fast as they're pumping, a real pump and dump. And by adding a trailing stop, the whole idea was to catch those pumps and secure my gains. But on this one, it kind of looks like I made a huge mistake by actually using a trailing stop, right? So I gotta note this in my journal. Like I said in my private channel, I told you guys like I'm gonna try this new thing with trailing stop and adding a trailing stop when I'm at my entry, right? But this didn't work out, and if more trades turn out like this, I'm just gonna stop using a trailing stop like this. I might add a trailing stop after the first take profit or something like this, right? Now, so that's just my thoughts on this one, right? It's looking really good, man. It's looking really good, and I might actually just do this setup all over again, because you're getting a, you have the 21 EMA on the weekly here. So let's remove this. let's move the 21 EMA up here, right? You get the 200 simple here, you get the 21 EMA and a daily up here. Let's move the moving averages because we don't need that one when we have the horizontals, right? So yeah, I mean, pretty simple here, pretty simple stuff, right? You can enter again on the 21 EMA and weekly. Stop should be below this one, and take profit should be, you know, up somewhere in this area. So I might actually do this trade all over. Will I add a trailing stop? Probably not, but that's an idea I'm looking at for XMR BTC. Now I'm going to show you Mana, another trade I took where I used a trailing stop that didn't really go well, right? This is just overall a bad trade, right? Because the idea here was to buy the retest of the 21 EMA in a daily and the 200 simple on a daily, right? But we never got the daily open and close above. So this one got stopped out by using that trailing stop. I had my stop a little bit higher, right? So using a trailing stop on this one turned out better than using my original stop, but my failure here and my mistake here that I need to learn from was to wait for daily open and closes. I had a lot of wins recently, so I think I got a little bit cocky and actually entered too many alts without waiting for proper confirmation. So that's two things I'm going to add to my journal. Wait for daily open and closes above your preferred levels, and like get your mental state in check, and don't do any, you know, the obvious psychological errors, like when you're on a winning streak you forget what, like you forget about all the important confirmations that you need to actually take the trade, right? So that's Mana. Now let's take a look at Waves. Waves have been a great trade for me. I longed this one and used a trailing stop to get out up here for about a 30% move. So this one paid for basically all my recent 10 losers. I made about 10% on this trade, 10% of my whole account, and I risk about 1% of my trade. So with 10 losers, I've gained, like I've gained 10 losers on this trade alone, and that's the beautiful thing about risk management, right? Risk small and win big. And using a trailing stop on this one worked out beautifully. Now, what are we looking at currently on Waves? Well, let's add the moving averages. We are seeing the 382 Fibonacci level being confluent with the yellow 21 EMA and a daily right here. So a reclaim of that area will most likely be very nice. And also look at this, I didn't even see that one. This is the purple at 200 EMA, so very nice, very nice. If we get another bull cross of the 21 EMA crossing the 200 EMA here, that would be very nice, and I would like to long a retest, right? Breakout and retest. How's the 4 hour looking? It's not looking too good, but we also have the 4 hour 200 simple here, right? So that might be a good idea to, you know, wait for this area to break to the upside and then long a retest, right? That would have been just beautiful. So that's what I'm watching on Waves. Wait for breakout, long a retest. Very simple. ELF is another one I've entered recently, and like here, this one worked out pretty good, right? I used a trailing stop on this one, and I got stopped out here in profit in, you know, on my trailing stop. So the trailing stop worked out beautifully here. Now you're getting a rounded retest of the 200 simple, so very nice. Could have, you know, done this trade again, to be honest, but what I'm looking for now is probably for breakout of this area up here where I got stopped out with my trailing stop, right? So let's remove this. Actually, I need to add it because I'm gonna add some things in my journal, so I need to have the setup and everything done. So Price action isn't really super clear here, but I would like to see a breakout and retest of the 200 SMA confluent with the area around the 200 EMA, and we also have the 21 EMA, the 99 EMA, and the 55 EMA right in the same area. So this is definitely the area I'm going to watch for a potential breakout and retest to test this area up here, and potentially the 200 EMA and the daily up here, this purple line, right? All right, let's move on. Let's move on. RB and BTC. BTC. Are you guys hearing the noise upstairs? My kid is just running around screaming and jumping, and it literally sounds like he's going to crash the whole roof down. Such a crazy kid, such a crazy kid. The weekly. Well, the weekly for RN, I'm watching this level on daily, the 236 sats area. Could probably make this a area, like a zone, instead of a specific level. Let's use this one. Actually, let's use that one to this one. So I would like to see I like that. So I would like to see a move like this. So I want to see RWN with a daily open and close above the daily 21 EMA and the yellow 21 EMA on the daily is this yellow one. And I would like to see a daily open and close above the 21 EMA, and I would then long a retest with a stop below, like either this low or maybe this looks like this, and I would have my stop below either one of these, right? So beautiful. That's what I'm working on. RVN. Now CH said BTC. Well, what do we have here? Well, we have a lot of stuff. Actually, you know what? Let's just remove everything. I don't need all of this. Everything I need is in price, right? So all I need is price. All you need is price. So what are we seeing here? Well, we are seeing a potential daily W forming here with the 21 EMA coming in at the neckline, right? So this area here, we got a lot of moving averages right here. I'm not really sure about this one, to be honest, because you have the 200 EMA, you have the 200 simple, you have the 99 EMA and the 55 EMA all on the daily. Let's see if we have anything on the weekly. Yeah, the weekly comes in up here too. So a lot of moving averages is converging in this area to add, a lot of confluence to the area. How's the 4 hour looking? Yes, right in the middle of this area we got the 200 EMA. So the idea, like my original idea, I can't take this trade, to be honest, because I can't take this trade because it's just way too much. And also it's kind of, look at this wick here, right? This is just probably because you had so much confidence in this area that this wick just got sold in. So you know what, this is not a trade I'm looking for. I need to let PA develop some, and of course when I'm saying this, it's probably gonna pump to fucking wherever, moon, heaven, but I gotta stay true to my rules and true to my ideas, right? Because if I don't, there's no way to know whatever, like there's no way to get any statistics or any idea of what you're doing is right? You if you try like everything at the same time, you have no idea what's working and not. So you gotta stay true to a specific system, a specific style that fits your personality, right? And just stick with it. And if it works, just stick with it. I mean, technical analysis is very simple. If it works, you gotta repeat it, and you gotta repeat it until it doesn't work anymore. What's up, Smashbob? SmashBob4. Welcome to the stream, guy. Guy? Okay, that's weird. I don't even know if you're a guy or not. I think I wanted to say dude, but it's just welcome, guy. Weird. All right, so that's Chili's. What is even Chili's? I'm glad I'm not a fundamental analysis, because these names and these projects, no thank you. The monthly on Steam, this level, this level, I like this level. Let's look at it now. Why did I remove it? Monthly, weekly, how's the weekly looking? Well, it's looking weird. This is a weird chart, man. This is a weird chart. I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a very slow uptrend on the weekly. A lot of, I mean, could this be accumulation? Daily. Oh, you know what? You know what? No. Got nothing to say on Steam. Sorry. Nothing to say on Steam. I'm not liking it. It's gonna let price develop, to be honest, and see whatever happens. So it sounds like my son is coming back down. Why? I don't know. He's supposed to stay upstairs, but he like that's not gonna happen for long. So I gotta do this quickly. So I'm seeing we got 14 people in the stream right now. Originally, when I started, I took a look at Bitcoin and everything, and we were only like 4 or 5. So I'm gonna do a replay. I'm gonna upload a replay on this one, because I think we went through a lot of important stuff on this stream today. So I'm quickly gonna cover gold, silver. So this is like the legacy part of the stream. So if you guys are not interested in the legacy market, the forex market, silver, gold, and forex, there's not really a lot of interest for you to continue watching. But if you are interested in the legacy market and those kind of charts, you know what, guys, I gotta take care of my kid. He's screaming in the background and getting all hysterical because he wants to come down here and watch some fucking Lego or whatever he likes to watch, but I should probably take care of him. You know what? So you know what? Let's instead do a legacy stream tonight instead for legacy people. All right, everyone. So thanks for watching that today's stream on crypto, and I'll do a legacy stream later tonight for those of you interested in trading gold, silver, and forex, right? Or maybe we can take a look at some stocks too. So just a recap of Bitcoin, what we're looking at. I'm in this long right now. In 9 minutes, we will have a 4-hour open and close above the 200 simple and the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. Very good, right? This just adds more, you know, confirms my idea here of buying the retest of this area. You know, was probably a good idea, right? Like if you're not in this trade right now, don't enter, because never enter on a pump, right? You enter on a retrace. This would have been the you know, the most obvious place to enter. This one not perfect, you know what I mean? What you could wait for is this repeat of this type of pattern, right? So any retrace like that. So that's what we got today. Thanks everyone for joining. It was fun, and we will we will see each other. Well, we're not gonna see each other, but you will see me. Yeah, live is fun. Take care, guys. See you next time.